Good morning, my fellow Malaysians. This is Dr. K.N. Singh from Johor Bahru again. I'm sure all Malaysians have read the AG's report, ICLAN, which is in fact the second batch of reports for the year 2024. Let's take the River Life project, the Klang River. 3.9 billion ringgit has already been spent on that project, and the river spans 110 kilometers of river water in its main tributaries. This project has been delayed for 8 years, and 90% of the allocated funds have already been spent. This is just one of the 9 projects reviewed by the Accountant General, and despite damning reports of mismanagement of public funds, nothing seems to have changed in the government management year in, year out. The AG, Dato Anwar Muhammad Razi, pointed out several weaknesses such as the lack of monitoring and supervision by relevant authorities, poor coordination between government agencies, weakness in policies and poor work procedures which were reported by Bernama. Malaysia Kini has also reported that the National Professors Council, which is the government-funded body, has been found to abuse this funding meant for development of education in Malaysia. The AG found that they were paying large allowances totaling 207,000 to the permanent chairman and the deputy chairperson without any ministerial approval. The AG also found that 373,516 ringgit of National Professorial Council funds were used to pay for the operations of 2 companies which were owned by the Board of Trustees. The NPC website states that its chairperson since 2019 is UKM anthropologist Samsul Amri Baharudin, while the UKM political scientist Muhammad Mustafa is the deputy chairperson. The AG reports all these irregularities if you care to look at the report. Kudos to our AG, who actually proves the saying that sometimes it needs a woman to do a man's job. As this results in huge sums of public money spent without the people receiving any value for the money, it is of great concern to all Malaysians. Defense-related projects are the biggest culprits, and massive amounts have been spent on unused spare parts for the Malaysian Navy, which wasted 384.5 million ringgit on spare parts in 2 depots, which were unused and a lot of them now obsolete. Before this, we had the LRT saga, which was talked upon earlier, and now we have this, and it seems to be recurring with nobody wanting to do anything about it. The AG's department also brought out the incompetence of the Human Resource Corporation, HRD Group, where they found mismanagement of hundreds of millions of ringgit involving training grants, investment, property purchases. In fact, the AG urged the Ministry of Human Resources to refer HRD Corporation mismanagement to relevant authorities for censure and be reported for mismanagement. These are public funds. It was found that more than 50 million were disposed to the same individual multiple times. 234 individuals were awarded grants under the scheme Govt Insan Gemilang from 2020 to 2023. They were considered suspect as the same identity card number was used for different names, and in other cases the same name was used with different identity cards. As usual, the civil service may bury this, that has been done in previous reports. It's good to see the Human Resources Minister, Stephen, instruct his Ministry Secretary General, Khairul Dasmi Daud and HRD Corporation CEO Samsul Hamid Daud to lodge a report with MMC. Let's see what comes out of this. If Dato Anwar is serious about corruption and mismanagement, he should take the AG's report seriously and make sure the guilty are brought to book. It is difficult to sack a civil servant, but he certainly can be charged and put on leave or transferred elsewhere until investigations are complete. The income tax can also check if he is living beyond his means and ask him to explain. AG also took government-linked Mara Incorporation to task as it reported a loss of 286.3 million in losses due to inefficiencies. This also impacted the company's current liabilities, and for your information, Mara has not paid shareholders dividends since it was established in 2014. It looks like all the government-appointed directors are not bothered. They are really not doing their jobs, as they were appointed as a reward for services rendered to the previous governments and given cushy salaries. Maybe these people appointed were not even qualified as directors and haven't a clue apart from collecting their monthly checks. Again, we have the same problem. The guilty can be identified, but they can never be punished. Even those like Dato Najib who are punished and are getting their fines and sentences reduced. Unless punishment is meted out to the guilty, there will be no substance in Dato Anwar's claim that he will stamp out corruption. The AG has given 64 recommendations, and let's see how many are followed. The whole country is watching, and justice must be seen to be done, or this may be the last term for this Harapan government. People have shown their displeasure in giving the Sungai Bakap seat, which was a DAP seat for a long time, to PN candidate Abidin Ismail of PAS, who stood as a PN candidate. The Kapong MP rightly said in his DAP Charama that this defeat was a valuable lesson for the DAP. I hope the government understands that this is a different Malaysia. With the Sungai Bakap election, the people have shown that they are in control and the government better listen. Dato Anwar desperately wanted to be a Prime Minister after so many adversities, and now that he is given a chance, he must show us that our faith was well founded. Something has to be done, and you cannot afford to sit on fences so that you do not displease some people in government, some sections of society, just because you want to keep your seat. My friends, this is a very crucial time for Malaysia, and unless we are steered in the right direction, Dato Anwar, this country is finished. Thank you for listening, and until we meet again, this is Dr. K.N. Singh from Johor Bahru. Bye for now. Thank you.